Hey guys, Jason here again with the third installment of Defender Pro Junior. So I realized doing my last two videos that the reason most people would want to buy an amp like that is because for the natural tube saturation, and I didn't test that. I find the amp has quite a bit of headroom for like an EL84 amp. And it goes from 1 to 12 on the, or 0 to 12, I guess, on the dial. 6 being straight up and down at noon. And I find that I use tellies, so single coil pickups. You have to go to 7 or 8 before you get it to break up. Like this particular one, I don't know if they're all like that, but this one has quite a bit of headroom. So the problem with that is the volume. So to get it to break up, you really have to crank it. So I can't imagine, like without the use of a Z-brake, somebody wanting this amp, like at just a regular size bar level on a stage and cranking it to 9 or whatever to get it to break up. Like or to get it to almost like to get that natural overdrive. Like it's too annoyingly loud. So I'm gonna run this test for you anyway. I have the dial set at 9, so it's well into overdrive, and I have the tone set at about 4, which is probably 2 notches more than I would normally set it. It's just the more you overdrive the amp, the kind of darker it gets. So you have to bring the tone knob up. But that's another thing. The tone knob on these amps, I find it's a waste of sweep, because from 0 to 3 you get a ton of sparkle right off the bat when it's clean. And then past 3, it just gets ear piercing. Now again, I use tellies, right? So maybe with like a humbucker, like a darker humbucker or whatever, it would be fine. But I can't imagine anybody using that tone knob past 6 for any reason. Like, so it's kind of like a big waste of sweep. Like it seemed to me they could kind of dial that in so that it's more kind of efficient maybe, or you have a little bit more of leeway, like a really fine tuning machine and a guitar or something. I don't know, but anyway, maybe it's just me. So anyway, to do this test, I'm going to use these musician earplugs because I don't want to blow my eardrums out. So musician earplugs, if you've never heard of them, they're just, you go to your audiology clinic and they'll take a mold of your ear. They'll put a silicone injection and take a mold of your ear, and then they order you filters. So these are musician earplug filters. You can get the filters to totally block out the sound, but these things are cool because they just cut out the volume, but they don't cut out the tones. So I can still hear the highs, the lows, the mids. The highs are, they're a little affected, but nothing major. I much rather have these in my ears than have my ears ringing for like 2 days after like a fairly loud gig. And that's exactly what would happen with this little demo here. So yeah, the musician earplugs are in. I'm going to put those in my ear, and then we'll try the amp. I'll show you what the overdriven sound is like. So I'm running. The amp is just the amp, obviously, but I am running just a little bit of delay, just because the amp is so dry. There's nothing on that amp. There's just a volume and a tone. And I like a little bit of wetness in the sound or whatever, so I'm going to run a little bit of delay, and that's it. So the drive sound, and you'll notice, I don't know if you can hear it on the phone, because I have the phone at the other end of the room, because if not, it'll distort the mic on the phone. But the drive sound, when you start cranking the amp, it hisses a lot. Like there's a lot of noise and hiss coming from the amp. I don't know if you can hear it. So again, at a bar situation, it would be like a sound man's worst nightmare, probably, right? Once you mic that, you have that all through the room and monitors or whatever, I don't know. Anyway, so here's what the amp sounds like overdriven at 9. Anyway, all right, so that's full volume, full tone on my telly, and bridge pickup. Holy smokes, that's loud. I don't know what you guys are going to be able to hear like from my cell phone recording, but Mr. Man, that is loud. Thank you, earplugs. So it does clean up nice though, obviously. It's tube amp and that's what they do and that's why people like them. So if I bring my volume up to about half or even, yeah, maybe a little, let me see, maybe less than half. It's a nice clean sound. Something like that. I don't know how that song goes, but so you can hear the difference between rolled back and full on distortion. So it's kind of nice. Like it's nice to have a little amp like that that's very responsive. However, for me and the bands that I play or used to play with, I guess before COVID, there's no way I could ever take advantage of that overdriven tone at stage volume. There's no way. It's not realistic, for the clubs that we used to play in, and the Legions and the little bars and the it would be ridiculous. I'd have to put the amp in a box or something maybe, right, and have a silent cab they call it or whatever. It's just not possible. So or have a Z brake, like a Dr. Z brake type thing where you could actually crank the amp but then lower the output, I guess, with the Z brake. But it's a great amp. It's fantastic. But for me, here, in PEI with taxes, this little sucker comes out at $977, and for me, it's just it's just not enough. Like money wise, it's enough, but for what you're getting for the money with this little amp, it's just not enough. I can pretty much reproduce the sound of that amp with my Fender Rumble plugged through the speaker that's in that cab. Clean sound. Obviously, the Fender Rumble is not going to overdrive, right? So there's the thing. But I use pedals anyway, so for me, it's, I don't know. And I'm just, a mediocre kind of guitar player anyway. I'm lucky I have a good band to back me up, so it hides all my screw-ups and stuff. So for me, I've never really played with the volume. Like I've never been a feel tone player, and I really admire the guys who kind of do that, because it's something else to be able to dial your volume in on a whim and kind of playing and not miss a beat. And I've never really done that. I just crank the guitar and I use my pedals for whatever I need, right? So yeah. So for those reasons, that amp is going back, but I will keep an eye out in the used market, and if I could ever find one for $400 or $500, definitely grab it. They're an awesome little amp. I'm very impressed. But in the meantime, I'm seriously considering building some kind of a cabinet with one of those speakers in it. I think any amp would sound good with that Jensen P10R speaker in it. It's crazy good. But anyway, guys, that's my 2 cents. Hope you help you maybe discover something or answer a few questions maybe. And if you have a Pro Junior amp, awesome, rock and roll. They're great. I love it. But it's just out of my financial realm for now. All right, take it easy. God bless, and please comment. Let me know what you think. See you later. Bye bye.